Hello, and welcome back. Thank you. Part 3, episode 139, Salt of the Streets. My name is Donovan.
I am indeed Colin.
We are happy.
I was going to say whose phone you heard ringing during that, and it really freaked us out during the time. But that's just because I had my Signal app open on my computer.
Yes.
So even though my phone was, we were like looking at the volume levels on the microphones and all that, everything was fine. And obviously Signal's open on my computer. So that's the thing. So that's what you all heard during the break.
Everybody use Signal.
Everybody use Signal right now.
I want to thank you guys for joining us here for episode 139. Obviously, you've been watching us on our youtube.com, Salt of the Streets, as well as over instagram.com/Salt of the Streets, patreon.com/Salt of the Streets. Go there, sign up, help us make more better content just like this. We have the newsletters, the book clubs, the beer shows, all these beautiful things. Like, subscribe, comment on this video, share it with all your friends so we can get this out. Obviously, we're talking about shadow banning, so we know this is real. Help us break through the algorithm. Share all of this content with your friends.
Like,
friends,
subscribe,
family,
share.
everybody.
Do it all right now.
You can find all this at saltofthestreet.com, including our own personal social media. I am at Salt of the Street on Twitter and at alpaca_Donovan on Instagram. Colin's at Big Bird Offie on both of those things. This segment is brought to you by Location Skate Shop in downtown Bremerton. Go there if you're in the local area and you need some skateboard stuff.
Yee. Skateboarding and skateboarding accessories.
Even more relevant than the other two segments, evaluate and adjust your relationship with the CCP. This first part of this, we're talking about authoritarianism around the globe and domestically. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff in China. As you see these things, understand that these are symptoms of the Chinese Communist Party. You need to evaluate and adjust your relationship with the Chinese Communist Party any way that you can. Easy way to do that is through the type of business that you do, the places that you purchase things from, the things that you purchase. Try and purchase less things that you know are made by slave labor. So we talked about that here. Started with shoes. Shoes was an easy thing. It was more expensive. It was difficult. It was difficult to find a pair of shoes that I liked, but shoes was a really easy thing to transition from. Good shoes. So evaluate and adjust.
What was the name of that company?
Soames. S-O-M.
Hashtag not an ad.
Out of Colorado. So
that's right. So yeah, like you said, we're going to be talking about authoritarianism abroad and here at home, and there is no better place to start with authoritarianism at this point than China.
I was chatting with Kevin on the Instagram in the DMs this week about China, back and forth a little bit.
Shout out Kevin.
Shout out Kevin.
So yeah, we're just going to start off by showcasing some of what we were all privy to thanks to social media and the generalized freedom of communication that comes with it. And to kind of piggyback off of what we talked about in part 1 in anonymity, the importance of that, because if you are in CCP-controlled China and you are caught sharing some of these videos, it obviously has consequences, and hence your internet anonymity is very important in these cases.
They spray you with one of the drones if they find out.
I'm sure they have lots of different creative things they can do to you.
Is there any word yet on what they were spraying out of the drones?
Nope.
Do you have a video of them spraying the stuff out of the drones?
I do not.
I'll find a video of the stuff.
Find them.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Okay, I'm going to open back up my Signal because I'm pretty sure she won't call me now. So
you know what I'm talking about, right?
I do not.
What?
Was this like riot suppression type spraying of the drones?
Don't know.
Ooh.
No one knows what it was.
Ooh, I'm very excited about this. And of course it's the CCP, so if nobody knows, Donovan, how can I know? I don't know more than the CCP does. Did you happen to see that the not Xi Jinping's direct predecessor, who recently got ushered out unceremoniously from the CCP meeting when Xi retook power, but the one before that, he just died. The old school founder of the 1980s CCP. He just died. They had a big ceremony for him over in China.
Yeah,
that was the whole deal. I thought for a minute, I was like, is that the guy that they pulled out of the meeting the other day? And I looked it up, and it was not the case. That dude was old, bro. Old. Say what you want about China and their terrible pollution and what like that, but there be some Chinese people, man. They be living real long lives, kind of like Japan, they have some of the longest living people around. Japan's got a single prefecture that has the longest living human beings on the face of the planet. And it's still that case today. It's a wild deal.
Like areas of them where Chinese drones over
Try
DC
finding
security, spying fear, spraying the streets.
What is EH, Joseph? Try finding EH rated boots for everyone. Everyday use that you can actually wear. Which is EH?
I don't
know.
Okay, this is from...
It's diet.
Our New Earth News. So, but this was just the first place that I could find it.
Earthy.
Yeah. So...
You sending it to
I
me?
saw this. Yeah, I'm going to Signal right now. Just hey. Okay? Hey. All right?
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Let's pull it up on fucking Microsoft Edge, baby.
Let's see it.
All right.
Oh, because I sent you an Edge.
Chinese drones are spying the street. It's just my automatic link opener thing through there. Electrical hazard. Try finding electrical hazard rated boots for everyday use that you can actually wear. Yeah, good luck. The reason they live so long is their diet. Yes, Deborah, yes. Chinese drones are spraying the streets with what? No, who really knows? But it's probably not vitamins. Let's watch this little video here. Chemtrails. What the shit's going on
See what I'm
there?
saying? And I saw multiple videos like this. This wasn't even the one that I saw. This is just the one that I just found.
Well, peeps,
and this
it's probably not vitamins. It's some sort of control chemical.
From Drone XL. Mysterious agricultural drone spray chemicals in Chinese city at night.
You know what? It's probably just like vaporized vaccine. It's probably just they're just trying to help out their people,
Daily Mail
bro.
says that it's disinfectant.
Ugh.
China's drone army fighting coronavirus. Farm police and personal drones are repurposed to spray disinfectant over villages and cities hit by killer virus. The drones are being used in coastal provinces of Jilin, Shandong, and Zhejiang. Individual drones can disinfect area of 1,600 square meters in a single morning. At least 213 people with the virus have died and more than 9,800 infected.
Yeah, see, that's a thing we're going to get into a little bit later throughout the authoritarianism.
So it's disinfectant, they say.
Mm-hmm.
That they're just...
For a respiratory virus. Seems like a good idea. Yeah, I mean, you remember all the videos of them originally during COVID, like... There was those guys in hazmat suits with what looked like flamethrowers on, just spraying fucking disinfectant everywhere.
To release disinfectant in areas not otherwise easily accessible, such as roofs, gardens, skyscrapers, and gated communities. You can't get into a gated community, right?
You already locked it. You already welded it shut, bro.
Roof of a building.
Because people might be going outside. You can't be doing that.
Gardens, skyscrapers, and gated communities. Crop protection officer Qin Chuchong from the village of Longfu reportedly disinfected his village on January 30th using his own drone. So drones can cover a much wider area and achieve very good disease prevention results.
What are you preventing with an airborne infection?
As disinfectant is harmless to humans, it doesn't affect anyone's daily life.
We're so behind the times.
They
still drive pickup trucks spraying some fogs.
Is from it's from January 2020. I was going to say this says 213 people have died. Get the fuck out of my face.
Oh my God. What is it? China's numbers at this point reportedly are like only 5,000 people have died from corona in our country. It's mosquito control. Amen. That's what it is.
This article from The Sun, Drone Wars. Terrifying video shows Chinese super drones hunting humans in packs.
What? Wait. I was reading the chat for a minute. What the fuck did you just say?
Terrifying video shows Chinese super drones hunting humans in packs amid fears they could be primed to kill.
You got a video?
Yep.
Let's fucking full send, baby. I want to see that.
Oof.
Are you sure this is not just a Black Mirror episode?
Ooh, they're operating through the jungle. Ooh, this is creepy.
No, the jungle? Oh, buddy. This is exactly I don't like none of this, bro. I don't like none of this. The sun. Oh, the glorious. No, sir. No, sir. This is the video, right?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Breast cancer
Pink
is now
tools
the
for
most
hope
commonly
campaign.
diagnosed
Fuck
cancer
you. We're not watching
worldwide.
this ad.
This got the team at Work Pro
We're not
thinking.
doing this ad, bro. Fuck you.
I'll say
You
that
and
I
your
didn't-
pink tools.
Pink
Work
tools.
Pro? That's not a
We're
DeWalt.
going to need Jill Valentine to fight off the future zombies. That's the woman from Resident Evil.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you better believe it.
Word.
I'm so glad I know that. Otherwise, I could be chastised.
What the hell did
What's
CERN do now?
Telling you, man, they fired it up, and we're in a new reality once again. How can I not skip this fucking ad, by the way?
Yeah, I didn't get an ad.
Come on, UK. Jeez. And Work Pro. Who makes Work Pro? If it's not a DeWalt or a Milwaukee or Cobalt. Cobalt, that's the, I don't know. Fucking, give me a Ryobi at the very least. I mean,
Ryobi.
come on. Come on.
This is quite the ad.
It's a minute-long ad. Oh, available at Amazon. Of course it
Thank
is.
goodness.
Thank goodness.
Here we go.
Give me some drones.
Look at these things.
No. No.
Look at him. Look at him zipping, dude.
No. I don't like this, bro. Dude, and they're ducking and dodging through the bamboo forest.
Uneven ground. They're just.
We saw it during the Olympics, bro. Look at this dude. He just dips between them two little... What? Lex, where you at on this? Oh, yeah, we got down trees. Everybody pay attention. Yep. We're going to go around those. I don't like this at all, bro. Yes, we get it. They're acrobatic, bro, okay?
Bro, but look how acrobatic. That's what the circles are showing you.
I don't like this.
Dude,
They're damn near more acrobatic than that dude. He went down there. What the shit? Oh my gosh. This is bad,
the
dude.
sound is menacing.
Yes.
Can you imagine? Okay, imagine a world in which the government is fucking after you, right? You are trying to hide.
No.
You are hiding in a forest.
No.
All of a sudden, you start hearing this.
No. I don't want it.
It's light. It's light at first. It's quiet at first, and it starts getting louder and louder, a little more intense.
Steve Carell. No. No.
Yeah, Matt, I'm
no.
going to show you this how you use
No.
your cage camera and under.
Then all of a sudden, bzzz, and they're fucking right on top of you, and they're just chopping you up with their little titanium blades. Just dive bombing you. Yeah.
I would
That's how
like to
they're
make
gonna
that
do
movie,
it.
though. That sounds like a dope-ass movie.
Or a book.
Or a book. You know, maybe. Maybe there's things involved.
Government does all kinds of wild
Oh,
stuff.
my God.
So there you go. Chinese drones. One
We
more
should have
thing to
seen
be
this
afraid of.
coming during the fucking Beijing Olympics. When they first brought that out to the world and they showed, hey, look at all these cool acrobatic drones things that we could build to make this wonderful light show in the sky. Of course we're going to turn them around and chase people through the fucking bamboo jungles of China. Terrifying, bro. We needed this during Vietnam. Viet Cong would have...
you could plot something and plot an operation during a windy time, but you operated those drones through the woods, that would cut a lot of the wind, but they would still get the noise coverage, and so you wouldn't hear that buzzing until they were fucking right upon you. I'm not sure, Joseph, if someone like each one is being controlled individually.
No.
Or
No, there's hive technology at work here.
You
That's
think
what's
so?
happening. 100%. Each one of them is making independent choices on how to duck, dive, dodge, just like in dodgeball. But altogether, there is this troop is moving this direction, go. Make sure you don't crash.
The impressive bit of hardware runs off an algorithm and charts surroundings in real time, meaning it can readjust its flight path in an instant. According to experts, these high-tech drones update every few milliseconds, which means they can avoid colliding with each other and objects and quickly regroup with others to flight with super efficiency. Because they don't need a GPS signal, they can easily be deployed in areas with poor satellite coverage. Experts say the tech will make surveying remote wildlife or hunting for survivors in disaster zones much easier. But in a chilling turn of events, the crew at Zhejiang University also trialed the drones on a man making his way through a cluster of trees. The bots were also to keep focus on when the man hid behind objects to shield himself from the cameras. Addressing the breakthrough in the journal Science Robotics, researchers said the swarm's capability of navigation and coordination in these films has attracted and inspired numerous researchers. Here,
The swarm.
The swarm. Here we take a step towards such a future. Dr. Jonathan Aitken from Sheffield University hailed the development, telling New Scientist it was an excellent achievement. To achieve a quality map built from a distributed collection of robots of the detail demonstrated is an excellent piece of engineering. To couple this with an additional successful navigation and avoidance of obstacles and critically other members of the swarm is an excellent achievement. It's not the first time China's tech developments have been cause for concern. Last year, Beijing unveiled a terrifying new war machine that can unleash swarms of suicide drones at troops and tanks. A clip showed dozens of deadly devices being launched from a weapon system mounted on the back of a truck and also being dropped from helicopters. The China Academy of Electronics and Information Technology video showed 48 attack weapons being launched with compressed air before using an electrical propeller to fly towards and then overwhelm their targets. Each carries highly explosive charges designed to rip through tanks and annihilate armored vehicles. Paul Scher, former senior Pentagon official and expert on drone warfare, said the clip shows how well China's drone program is progressing. He told the Times, "We can't see from the Chinese video whether the drones are communicating and coordinating with each other. It could be just a launch of drones like the launch of missiles from a multi-launch rocket system. However, the test shows that China is developing swarm drone systems and they could be operational in a few years."
None of what you just said is okay. That is fucking terrifying. I'm out. I'm done. We're not doing this no more. I don't want to play this game. China, you win. I'm not dealing with swarms. Swarms of drones.
The swarm, they called it.
The swarm of drones. I'm not okay with this, buddy. That's terrifying. We need to shut this. Can we just? I might be in for American Empire at this point. Can we just take this over? Because I'm not into this.
They can hover in the skies for up to 40 minutes while scouring for a target.
They think it's fun and stuff. That's fucking terrifying, dude.
Worried about this for a while. We have had a full generation of gamer employees being trained daily for this stuff. Yeah, I mean, they've been using Xbox controllers to fly drones for years now because it was easier for kids to learn on. For you kids, I mean, 18, 19, 20 years old for... Oh, certainly.
I just thought maybe our technology, we were just like not that concerned. And we're like, hey, let's work on like self-driving cars. That's where we're going to put this. The Chinese can develop the military side of the tech, and we'll just steal the tech back.
I refuse to believe that. I don't believe that there's a world.
It's called R&D sharing, all right?
No, I mean it based off of my response to Alex's question earlier. I don't believe there's a world in which the U.S. doesn't have any of this shit pinned down. Just because we're not talking about it, well, yeah, fucking let China flaunt. We've been doing this shit for 10 years now. Yeah. We're in it.
Have you seen any of those fucked up videos of in Ukraine, drones flying over, holding a grenade over like a Russian fucking foxhole, and
like an old school fucking flying ace, bro? Yeah,
yeah, in a fucking in a Falker 2, just driving over there, down. There's a really, really, really good movie called High Road to China with Tom Selleck, and it's in that time of year or that era, if you will, flying biplanes all the way from. Where the fuck do they start? I don't remember where they start. Somewhere in the Western world, and they fly them all the way over to like the Middle East and shit like that. And then there's a scene where they're hanging out with a Mongol Khan of some kind, and they're fighting against they're fighting against the British forces over there, and they take them captive and all this stuff, and they get in these biplanes, and they're trying to like turn around and like fight against the Mongols who are going to attack the British. So they get in these biplanes, and the leading gal gets in the biplane and starts flying around, and so she's flying over this Mongol camp as the British are invading and stuff like that, and she starts dropping little grenades out the side. I was like, there it is. It's a great movie, by the way. You should watch it. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I had to lighten it up a little bit because that was fucking terrifying, and I don't know about this.
China.
Wait till we see what the Chinese have done to genetically engendered super soldiers.
Yeah, bro, they did those AIDS babies a couple years ago.
Yeah, I remember the AIDS babies.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we accidentally made them super smart at the same time.
Well, okay.
Don't know how that happened.
I got a theory about this. So
not having AIDS makes you super smart?
Because, I mean, I think by default. You're probably smarter if you don't have AIDS, but
Oh my God.
that's okay though. Actually, I don't blame you if you did get AIDS because Fauci lied to you about AIDS at the time, so it technically really wasn't your fault. It was his
Fauci's fault.
So fuck that piece of shit, the little ghost elf. But about the super soldiers, yes. I remember when this happened because there was that one scientist. He came out and he debuted like the
guy who did the surgery.
Yeah, he
did the CRISPR thing.
He did the CRISPR thing. He debuted like the AIDS-resistant babies, right?
Yeah.
The AIDS-free babies or the anti-AIDS babies, whatever you want to call them.
Keep this, guys.
And
These kids will never get AIDS
and
ever.
he was disappeared
Oh yeah.
real quick. But then he eventually made his way back on the scene, kind of like Jack Ma did, of whatever, the Amazon of China. I forget what it's called. Alibaba.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he came back and then he was singing the praises of CCP. He was a good government supporter and all this
CCP
stuff. I
's
guarantee
mad
you they
dope.
picked that dude up and they were like, all right, so here's the deal. You get water torture or you tell us how to do this to our army. And so he was like, yeah, okay, here we go. Let's implement this thing. Let's set up the program. Let's do it. And then he's back on the scene again. So, of course, there's Chinese super soldiers, bro. And, but the Chinese super soldiers are not out there beating up the Foxconn protesters. That's called segue, Donovan. I see you typing away, so you're not going to get it until I really nail it home.
No, I got it. I got it. I just was gonna let it be.
Jesus. All right. So, as far as authoritarian abroad, we're going to be focusing a lot on China today. We're going to be talking a little bit about Iran, and then we're going to be shifting back home, and then we're going to be thumbing through our good old-fashioned Constitution. You got your Constitution, Donovan? Yep, I said it over there.
Okay, I did not.
It's ready to go. I made
today.
We have props. We're ready to go. I am a good producer, Donovan. I don't give a shit what you say about it. I didn't have unprotected gay, and I didn't have or monkey. So, for that matter,
So he's smart. Is that what he's telling us? He's smart.
that's what I'm saying. Like you didn't have those, so obviously you're smarter than the average Joe. Oh my God, I love this show so much. Okay, so we're going to start off by highlighting authoritarian in action over the past. It's good to hear. It's okay, Deborah. You're online. It's not contagious. We're going to be highlighting some of the protests and the riots and so on and so forth that have been taking place in China over the last couple weeks. To kind of give everybody a literal picture of what authoritarian in CCP China looks like. You know, this motion pictures. Yeah, we're in the moving pictures days these days, young man. The talkies. Yes. Oh, it's too bad the old stash went out of style. One motherfucker comes along and kills 6 million Jews, and now all of a sudden you can't wear that beard style anymore.
I was watching something. I don't remember what it was the other day. Some type of comedy podcast, and they were talking about the Hitler mustache. Oh, maybe it was Protect Our Parks.
It was Protect Our Parks. Yeah.
Michael Jordan had like the Hitler stash for. I was
like,
I didn't
for
even
a minute.
ever think about it.
Yeah, and that's when Ari Shafir's Jew came out, the special.
Yes.
He was talking to Joe about, yeah, man, I just need to get it up to 6 million likes.
Right.
You know? Joe's like, no, bro, man, you could do so much better. We can get it up to 8 million. It's like, Joe, we need to get it to 6 million. Wink, wink. And he just did not fucking get it.
It took him like a week.
So funny. That was a very particularly special Protect Our Parks.
Yes.
We haven't had it. Usually it's a drunken podcast.
Yeah.
With a little bit of weed smoking and stuff like that. This was a mushroom high podcast, which
I'm freaking out.
I'm freaking out, man. Fucking Mark Norman. I'm gonna be. I started to catch up on Tuesdays with Stories. I watched the latest one last night. Fucking Joe List was right off the bat. I was like, fucking typical Joe. Is he always like this, where he's just super? I hate myself. I'm not good.
Yes.
You know, the producers, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
he's always like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what to expect at this point.
The show is filled with insecurity. It's filled with insecurity. and exposure of.
I don't know if I should take part in this.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it because it makes me feel more normal about this, the shit that I think about. That I'm like, okay, well, I'm not the only person who. It's filled with social anxiety and weird, just everyday situations they have where they're like, fuck, and now they think I'm an asshole, and this person sucks. And it's a lot of that type of shit, And so I'm like, I feel that. I feel that.
Maybe that is a good, healthy thing for me to start watching, considering what I talked about in part 1 of this podcast. Fuck you, Jonathan, for making me open up on the podcast, by the way.
It's good
so
for us.
if you missed that part, make sure to catch it later on. It's a whole deal. So, all right. So we've laughed a lot. We've had some fun. Now let's watch some terribleness. Let's do it. So this, Foxconn. There was
we're starting with the Foxconn.
We're starting with the Foxconn.
Protests.
You know about Foxconn. Tell me about Foxconn.
Foxconn is the #1 iPhone production facility in China. And the...
Spoiler alert, I haven't seen that yet. Yeah, okay. We won't spoil too much more than that.
Haven't seen...
That was like in the first 5 minutes.
Protect Our Parks?
Which one, Joe? So Protect Our Parks or Tuesdays with Stories?
Yeah.
Damn, I missed it. It's okay. Everything's online, Deborah. It's fine. You can always go back. It's the beauty of the internet.
Unless they're talking about part 1 of our show, because there's also...
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're not talking about our show. They're talking about other people's shows. Foxconn.
Foxconn is the #1 iPhone production facility in China, and the working conditions there are so poor that they have nets on the top of the building so people cannot jump off and kill themselves.
Fact check true. And we had a protest at that Foxconn facility
Protect Our Parks and part 1. Okay, Protect Our Parks is excellent. We won't talk about it anymore. Definitely.
What is this, number 6?
Number 6.
Yes.
And part 1, Deborah, was excellent in our Let Me Ask You This segment.
It was good.
We talked
debuted the new segment too.
That's right. Yeah, calling it a new segment. Definitely go back to part 1. There was a new segment, and we also did Let Me Ask You This. I talked to Colin. We talked for a while about values and things that we value in ourselves and see value in other people. It was very good.
Yes. So. And no spoilers, but go watch it.
Protect Our Parks. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Let's just watch this because it's terrible. Yes, this was a protest essentially protesting the working conditions at Foxconn. They were...
Because people are getting sick there, right?
They're getting sick, but they were recently withheld from a raise that they were promised at some point.
And regular pay, right? They were just missing pay.
Well, yeah, and if you were quarantined at that point, you had to stay at the Foxconn facility. They were not letting anybody leave. There was everybody's locked down, which we have more videos to show you what the fuck that looks like.
Get the funk out of my face.
What?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Whatever that means. So let's watch.
There's no way I would not stay in a facility just because I had also.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Also, have you seen Tropic Thunder?
Of course.
No. That's not it. That's not it. Semi-pro. The team is the Tropics. Semi-pro has Will Ferrell in it. They're on a basketball team.
Nope.
Okay.
That was during my I'm not into Will Ferrell.
You gotta watch Semi-Pro. Okay. Because it's great.
It's got the other guy in it too, right?
It's got the other guy.
It's not Danny McBride
in that movie,
but his co-star. It's not Danny McBride. He's the curly hair guy.
John C. Reilly. I don't.
He's the one that did the Johnny Cash spoof, right?
Yeah.
And Step Brothers. Yeah.
I don't remember whether or not John C. Reilly is in that movie.
Okay, so it's not like a dual picture. It's mostly Will Ferrell.
Is the star of the movie, and he plays a basketball player for a semi-pro team who also owns the team. They're the Flint Tropics, Flint, Michigan, the Flint Tropics. And of course, his character's name is Jackie Moon. And he is like trying to save their team. Well, this whole reference is a fucking waste now because you haven't seen this movie, but he also makes music, and one of the songs that he makes is called Get the Funk Out of My Face. So, get the funk out of my face. Get the funk out of my face. Yeah. So I assumed incorrectly, obviously, that you would get my reference. But
there was a period of my life where I liked Will Ferrell, and then there was a period of my life where I watched all of his stuff, and I was like, this is not funny. I don't get it anymore.
Yeah, you got to watch Semi-Pro.
I have rewatched when Step Brothers first came out. I was like, this is the stupidest movie I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Oh, so good.
I have since rewatched it, and my sense of humor has shifted back to be like, this movie is amazing.
Yeah.
Fucking Catalina wine mixer. But
it's fucking Catalina wine mixer.
That's right, baby.
It's maybe the most quotable movie,
Oh,
of
yeah,
our
yeah, yeah, for
generation.
sure,
You know,
for sure.
Easily.
I should pull some quotes for the soundboard, to be honest.
Oh, for sure. It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer. That one's good. That one's great.
That's why I went directly to the office for the bad takes one, which I love hearing that all the time now. I'm really tempted to hit the button. I'm not going to hit the button, but I really love just hearing that.
Yeah, I'm gonna start rewatching some of my favorites, and I'll just send you like.
You have to be high, I think. I mean, maybe.
I don't know, man.
I don't know about that. I don't smoke weed. No.
Step Brothers is pretty.
I have a present for you.
Okay.
I forgot. Thank you, Joseph, for reminding me.
Okay.
Because I don't get high no more right now.
Okay.
For this period of time. I was gifted some homemade...
oh, nice.
I was gifted some homemade stuff.
Oh, nice.
So that is...
Shout out Big M.
Homemade. Shout out Big M. $25. I can't stand Will Ferrell. Yes, baby, you're not supposed to. I think that's how that's supposed to work. At a certain age, it's supposed to be like guy humor. So the bottom gold stuff is last year's reserve, and then the freshies are the greens on top. So I'm not going to use it, so it's all yours, buddy. And yeah, just it smelled good. It smelled real good.
That's nice.
Freshly made. I think it was the day before, because I met him on Tuesday, I think, after work. Yeah.
Shout out Big M.
Big M, what's up, dude? I won't say it, but Big M has made an appearance before.
On here?
On our fucking YouTube channel, yeah. Obviously never watched that episode.
No. I didn't. I guess I didn't realize that.
Long time ago.
Yeah,
long ago. Yeah.
Has he lost a ton of weight since then?
I mean, no, not a ton.
No.
I mean, he's lost some. He's lost some. The beer gut went away and stuff like that.
First of all, I didn't realize that was the same person.
So
I just didn't connect.
Yeah,
that was also a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
I didn't consider, this is the same.
It's Big M, bro.
Okay.
Mr. $25 himself.
Okay. We have done an episode with Big M before. Deal.
That's an Easter egg you can go find.
Okay. All right. I did not know. That just connected a circle.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't do the episode, but we as Salt of the Streets did that. That was back when I was reaching for. I was like, I need more in my life. I need to do something else. Can I do this thing, Donovan?
Right.
And you're like, yeah, bro, do it. You're like, yeah, bro, do it. Do what you need. I'm back. I'm finally back. What's up, Kevin? We're about to get real depressing because we're about to watch a bunch of Foxconn people get beat up by the CCP. Ready, Donovan? We're going to watch it.
Let's see it.
Go. So obviously everybody in the white suits are the CCP.
We're getting our asses kicked.
Well, I mean, they're outnumbered. They're outnumbered.
Fuck around and find out, China.
Yeah. So what was that? William Wallace in the chat.
Wallace.
Buddy, heading into work now.
Shout out.
Will Wallace, you're the fucking man, and you know it. Okay, so that was Foxconn video. You told me we needed to start out with Foxconn. And now we're just going to start showing you other videos of the protests that have been erupting in China. And this is all essentially, the Foxconn thing was a deal, right? They started with that. That was kind of like what helped kind of kick off this era of protests in China. But much like we'll talk about later with Iran, it quickly spread to more of a generalized anti-regime, in this specific case, anti-COVID zero policy in China. And that led to multiple protests.
COVID zero, yeah.
Yes. So we're going to watch a couple of these, and then they're all in order. I put them in order last night, and at one point I'm going to see a video, and then I'm going to have another point to make about that, and then we'll continue the narrative as we go along. So other than that, here is more destruction of CCP. Oh, he's got the shield. He's coming up with a shield. Another time. Oh, man. If there's one thing, bro, you're not safe with that camera. He's got his phone. He's just holding his phone like that. That's not good, man.
With the social cases, some people are testifying to be reported.
And
so if a Chinese official is walking around with his phone out,
yeah,
that's probably a deterrent.
We will see more of that. Okay, I'm just going to exit out of these. Okay, so now part of the this is a good indication of where we need to. Why are you not coming out?
This has been happening since the beginning of COVID.
beginning of COVID. 100%.
Literally welding people into their
Yes.
fucking homes.
So when you hear
This is
that,
so horrific.
if you are hearing that from various outlets and whatnot, and it's not a play on words, it's not anything. Literally welding people into their apartment buildings.
Nor is this new. Check the bar that's across it to keep them in while he's welding them into their houses.
Thank you. This comes from TikTok, by the way. Look at this. Comes from TikTok. You know, the only people out there are fucking... Those are party members, obviously, higher ranking than the normal plebs.
They
in
don't
the
need to be
hazmat
wearing
unit.
the full body suits.
Yep.
These
Yeah,
guys
put your mask on, bro.
welding
You gotta
people
weld
into their homes.
Yep. This place has been quarantined. You cannot leave. Full stop.
Sure, that's what the sign above the door says.
I'm sure that's what it says. Just to illustrate, it's not hyperbole. Actually happening. Now, this one here is this is a picture, a video of a quarantine camp that have been built in multiple locations around China. This is just a picture of one of them during the construction phase.
Because if you test positive for COVID, they come and get you from your house, and you have to quarantine in this camp. You don't get to stay home.
And it's worse than that now, because now they're quarantining entire districts of cities. Look at that thing. It's massive. Massive. And then what happens when an entire area gets quarantined? This is what it looks like as they march everybody into the facility. So you can see the buildings are they're all the same. The buses are coming in, dropping them off, and they're being marched into the facilities.
Probably half these buildings are just going to fall down.
I wish I was joking. I wish this was... And then the security at the testing facilities. This is what authoritarianism looks like. It's a
Just a little
video.
sub, yep. Just a little
video.
shorty.
Yep.
God, dude.
He's just watching the testing facility. Get tested or else. If you test positive, or if your app on your phone shows... I'm going to mute this one because it's pretty horrific. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to listen to it. Unless you want to listen to it.
Just do it quietly.
Okay. This is what happens if you are told to quarantine and you resist.
He's refusing to quarantine.
He's refusing to cooperate to go to the quarantine, yeah. This is not the only video, by the way. This is like the easiest one I found to watch. The other ones are really, really atrocious.
哎，你们能不能不要这么暴力啊？就说句话的时间就不行吗？
Fuck out of here.
This is what authoritarianism looks
This
like.
is what happens. This is what happens when your population is disarmed and you have no recourse to defend yourself. Anybody in the chat, anybody here who owns a firearm, would this ever happen in your home? Would you allow people to come into your home and forcibly remove you from your family because you refuse to go to a quarantine facility? Fuck no. That's why that shit didn't happen here. That's why it's impossible. Not impossible. That's why it didn't happen here during COVID. Because
The only
because people
reason
would have
it
died.
didn't.
Because they would have died.
Otherwise, we would have looked a lot like Australia.
In Australia, they have no recourse. In China, they have no recourse. They have nothing. No way to defend themselves from this.
The best they could do is just
authoritarian
try to lay down and not move.
atrocity.
This is why I own 2 ARs and multiple handguns. Amen, Kevin. This is why I have multiple thousands of rounds in my house, too. It's another just picture of it's a video of a riot. People trying to stand up and fight back.
Because they've been quarantined for more than 100 days.
Because in China, if you are quarantined, there's no... Unless you go to an actual quarantine facility... if you're just quarantined in your building, you just stay there. There's no way to get food in. There's no way to get resources in. There's nothing to get the word out. There's nothing. You're just in there. And at some point, I mean, people are dying in their apartments from malnutrition and dehydration.
And we talked about the new protest, right? Because this other round was because there was a fire, right?
Yes,
and
the fire, I think, is coming up.
Okay. I didn't want to jump ahead. I wanted
And actually, yeah, I should have put that video earlier.
No,
You go ahead and talk. I think it's like
there
the
was
next
a
one.
fire at one of these apartment buildings that had been welded shut, and people
Yeah.
died because they couldn't get out of the building, where like 11 people died or something like that because they.
Oh yeah. This is the building this is one of the buildings that was on fire. Here it is, the entire door. See, at a certain point, they weren't welding people shut.
They
were
wiring it.
They drill it into the other side of the building, and then they go ahead and go around this thing, and
so you just can't pull the door open.
You just can't pull the door open. Either way, you're locked inside.
2022年的10月25号，发生了这些问题以后，我检查消防出动门，打得光，铁丝。
Yeah, apparently. Thanks, baby, for letting me know what's going on. It was a little too loud, I guess. Yeah, see, he's just showing you. This is what they're doing right now. You do this. This is probably a good example of it. I can't read, obviously, Mandarin
First
or whatever.
First of all, this is why you don't live in a city. Second of all, this is why you own fucking guns.
Yeah, well, you can't do that in China. Which
Third
is
of all,
deal.
this is why you train. Owning guns is not enough. Owning guns is not enough. You have to train. You've got to train.
I'm not a gun owner. I'm what is termed a collector. I buy guns. I never sell them. I have guns that I absolutely hate, but I will never get rid of them. I like it. Now, this is what happens to people that attend to protest, to try to push back anywhere along the party line, that try to fight back against any of this stuff. In China right now, they have you have an app. I believe it's all through WeChat. Everything's done through WeChat at this point. And if you are... Sorry, I'm just checking the sounds real quick. Yeah, I think everything's okay. But yeah, if you have essentially what's called a social credit score in China, right? And it's all done through WeChat and stuff like this. And so if you are in an area you're not supposed to be, if you are not totally up to date on your COVID test, anything like this, you have a QR code that you have to show on your phone. And what happens is this QR code is either green or red or yellow. And if it's red or yellow, you're not allowed to participate in society. You can't take it. You can't go on public transportation. You can't go to any restaurants. You can't do anything. Which means at that point you have to go get your COVID test and you got to get cleared, and then you're allowed to move about the cabin. And so this is a group of people at one of the protests who are showing their QR codes being yellow or red, and in every single one of them, they're all showing it. And this video is how accurate the geofencing and the geolocating is on your particular phone.
Hold on. Let's hit some of these comments real quick.
Yep.
Deborah said, yes, we have a family collection. Kevin said, this is exactly what the World Economic Forum wants for the rest of the world.
Yes.
Joseph said, I only train on guns I intend on using. Kevin said, Klaus said that China is the model for the rest of the world. First of all, Deborah, yes. Own many guns.
Lots of guns.
Second of all, Joseph, 1000%. I'm not saying you need to, doesn't matter. You understand what I'm saying. Guns that you're going to use consistently, know how to use them well. It is important for you to know how to use them well, how to use them effectively while you're running, while you're moving. It's important for you to know different spots in your house to be. It's important for you to know how to clear your house. It's important for you to train these things. It's important for you to train medical. It's important for you to know all of these things, because we are just uncovering the modern nefarious nature of the United States government. We don't know how any of this stuff is going to happen. We're seeing, as Kevin is saying, what our government and its global connections want the rest of the world to look like. It is important to prepare for the possibilities of these things happening. When Jordan and I first moved into our house, we talked about, if someone comes to the door, this is how you answer the door. This is where this item is. This is the best way to stand in front of the door. This is the best way to put this item behind the door so no one sees it. This is what you do if someone tries to push in through the door. We've been there for less than 2 weeks. These are all things that are important for you to do. Before I moved in the house, I cleared the house with my pistol.
That's right.
It's important.
Lay of the land.
It's important to know these things, so you know where you can be. You know where other people can be. You know where they can't be. All of these things are extremely important. I gotta make sure.
Thank you.
Gotta make sure.
No, you're doing. I love it. I love every second of it.
Knowing your chamber and knowing your safety is on, of course. Of course. Baseline. You should absolutely always know the condition of your firearm at all times.
Yes. And Kevin, to your last comment there, stay tuned, because we have that clip, and we're going to show Donovan that clip of Klaus Schwab talking about the Chinese government. So now let's go back to this, because I want to illustrate just how accurate the geofencing and geolocation is on these QR codes, and the difference of you being in the green or being in the red.
So sensitive color that it becomes yellow warning when sticking out the window.
Bloop. 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 I'm in the line. This reminds me of Men in Tights. Oh,
And
no,
'cause he
now
went
it
out
changed.
too many times.
Yeah, you done fucked up. Now they're going to come knocking. But that just shows you. It just shows you exactly what's happening here. He's trying to prove a point, and then he really gets kind of screwed over, because then it goes, all right, something's wrong. Now you have a red square. Oh, fuck, what's wrong? Throw it away. Welcome to the CCP, baby. Oh, Kitty's awake. Okay, so let's take a journey back to Foxconn for a second.
Yeah.
This is one of the things that happened during these protests, right?
Also clean your guns, 1000%.
Also clean your guns. Yeah, dirty gun never works right. Amen.
I love you guys. You understand.
I love it. So during the Foxconn, after the Foxconn protests, and after the social pushback in America from regarding the CCP protests, however you want to dub these things, after all this stuff was going viral for about a week, we discovered that at one point Apple had coordinated with the Chinese government, the CCP, to remove the Bluetooth AirDrop feature on all iPhones within Chinese borders, and to prevent the dissemination of videos and information coming from the protests themselves. Because what we saw is just a very, very small fraction of what was actually being disseminated. And Apple decided to go ahead and disable those things, and so that you could not AirDrop with your iPhone within China.
Because China already has such strong ability to regulate the way that people use their phones, but like the only thing they couldn't regulate was Bluetooth.
And a lot of this is, it's not just the phone. A lot of it is, say, like, there are certain things you can't Google in China, the network. It's because like various American big tech companies have worked with the CCP to build them their own private version of the internet that they can have access to out there, and things they cannot have access to within the Chinese society. There's no free internet in China. You can't necessarily do that. There are people that can,
right,
and they generally inevitably found and then locked up. But for the everyday user that gets a smartphone,
right,
they don't have access to the same freedom of information that we as Americans do. Even given our own censorship at the time and the stuff that we've just gone through with big tech and all that good shit, it is still, they have a fraction of what is available to us. Even their TikTok app is very different than ours. Their TikTok app is forced to show people there's a certain period of time where it's not even allowed to work. You try to open it up, it doesn't work during certain periods of the day, because they don't want the youth, they don't want people on TikTok at certain hours of the day. Right. And so they shut that shit off. And then the algorithms are built to show them like Chinese pride, some propaganda stuff, some science and tech videos, educational videos, arguably better content. Mind you, better content through authoritarian means is no justification. So it's a completely separate world over there. And when Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, was asked about the move that Apple did over there to shut down AirDrop for these burgeoning protesters who are out there begging for freedom and chanting "Down with Xi Jinping, death to the CCP," his company blatantly shut down everything and their ability to transmit information amongst each other and amongst other people and be able to disseminate that information throughout the world. And this is a video
in support of authoritarian control.
Thank you very much. Yes. To label it thusly to the segment we're in.
Yeah.
The Chinese people's right to protest. Do you have any reaction to the factory workers that were beaten and detained for protesting COVID lockdowns?
He's just like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not. No comment.
Do you regret restricting AirDrop access that protesters used to evade surveillance from the Chinese government?
This woman walking in front of him, making sure that she can't get too close.
Do you think it's problematic to do business
Look, she's trying to strategically like move around too.
When they suppress human rights?
So that was that. He obviously has no comment. Deborah
That's
says,
nice.
"Do you think that negotiation was tied to the manufacturing iPhones in China?" The negotiation to what? I would assume at this point, Deborah. What are you talking about there? But I will say that there has been rumors about the internet that Apple is trying to move their production facility out of Foxconn, out of China, and into other nations.
Yeah.
And whether that's just because of the giant pushback that's coming at this point and the complicated ties that come with having a relationship with the CCP, or if there's simply better
the
monetary
negotiation
deals otherwise.
to remove airdrop was tied to manufacturing iPhones in China.
I mean, it could be.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, if during the conversation China was like, also, just a really nice factory you have here. It would be a shame if someone
Something
fucking
happened to
burned it down.
Amen.
Or
That
maybe
would be
maybe
a
we
deal.
would just actually let COVID run rampant in this place and the fucking employees burn it down.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Who cares? Who cares? He says.
Yeah.
Now, you might ask yourself, how is the U.S. government handling the response to such things? Well, let's turn to oh God, what's his name? John Kirby, who is, I believe, what's John Kirby's title at the White House? Don't make me Google it, bro. You got a laptop in front of you. Get in there, producer.
Well, I was
number
giving
two.
you time.
I don't remember who John Kirby is. Secretary? No,
Kirby.
Chief of Staff, maybe.
John Kirby is a retired rear admiral in the United States Navy, serving as coordinator for strategic communications at the National Security Council.
Oh, he's the comms coordinator. Okay. Well, he was interviewed.
Oh, we know this piece of shit.
Yeah, we definitely know this piece of shit.
All right. This guy is a real fucking asshole.
Yes,
I hate this fucking guy.
Kevin said he'll never use or buy another Apple product again. Never again. That is called reassessing or reevaluating your relationship with the CCP. Is that right, Donovan?
Out, Kevin. Yes, it is.
It's a fucking OG over here.
Because your phone is designed in Cupertino, but it is fucking constructed in China.
Under slave labor.
Made with metals dug out by a small child.
Who also, I should note, Elon Musk has a very tight relationship with the CCP because where do you think he gets most of the minerals to build all his Tesla factories?
Africa. Via China.
Via China. Same shit, right? Either way, you're dealing with the number one player. So now,
lithium and cobalt mines and shit.
This is a 6-minute, 32-second clip. So let's feel free to go ahead. We're going to start. We're going to stop. Just tell me when to pause, when you want to comment. And we'll let John Kirby dig his own grave here, shall we?
Joining me now on that and some other topics today is the NSC coordinator for strategic communications, John Kirby.
Just not familiar enough with what...
If I would have just let the clip play, she would have introduced who it was.
Joining me now on that and some other topics today is the NSC coordinator for strategic communications, John Kirby. John, welcome. Always good to have you with us. Thank you very much for being here.
My pleasure.
You know, this is an interesting situation that has developed with Apple. And I want to start there and get your take on what Apple is doing, because they have restricted which is what the Chinese government wants. Some,
you know, Kevin, I was on the same tilt for a very long time until my bosses kind of pulled me into it at that point.
They're super into Apple.
Super into it.
Use of AirDrop ability from iPhone to iPhone, because they're cutting the service down, and this is the way the protesters are communicating with each other. What does the White House, what do you say to Apple about helping the Chinese government to keep their people under control?
Notice it's definitely Christmas time in New York.
Yeah, look at all the reads in the White House, too.
Yeah, dude. It's definitely Christmas time, baby.
Look, in general, and we've been clear about this all around the world, we want individual citizens, no matter what government they live under, to be able to communicate freely and openly.
Yeah, I bet.
This is a video lately. This is the big deal going on right now, is the police... I'm just going to go ahead. The CCP agents are going around and looking at people's phones, going through their photos, going through their location data to find out if they have been at or been involved with or have content related to the protests as of late. That is what is happening right now in front of you in Shanghai. When I learned about the cobalt and the kids mining, if I decided to look into every single company I buy products from, it's a lot of work, but it's worth the clear conscience.
Shout out Kevin Garcia.
Yeah, man. And I will tell you right now, it's damn near impossible to live life as a Western individual in our current society without supporting with your dollars some fashion of some kind of atrocity anywhere in the world, because that's how we've gotten to where we're at. We couldn't do the show right now if we didn't rely on. Have you seen the video of the cobalt mines in Africa?
No.
Oh my God. Okay. We might try to pull that up in part 4. It's rough because there's a lot of small holes and there's a lot of small children involved. And most of it happens in Africa, like you were talking about. And the videos are rough to see. So Deborah says, no, it doesn't make it
all
right.
Pictures of children. That's. I mean, you type in cobalt mines and then you go to videos. They're all children. It's everyone that has a person in it that isn't a white person is a child. That is horrific.
Welcome to modernity, bitch.
Jesus Christ.
So Deborah says, no, it doesn't make it right, but there is a fundamental purpose to corporations. They will make money, and if China can stop them from being able to produce products, it goes against Apple's purpose.
But that's the thing,
That's
is
true.
that China and the CCP don't care about making profits, right? That's why they're still
To a
walking
point,
around.
yeah.
They don't care about that.
The only caveat I'm going to add to that is China's economy right now is getting real close to having some serious fucking issues, to the point where the CC power may come into question, because the economic fallout might be disastrous enough that the people might actually overthrow the CCP if the bubbles that we're seeing might actually burst in the worst manner. Literally, there are entire cities in China that were erected and built that have no people in them.
Right. The ghost cities.
So this is a thing that could happen. And so they do have a vested interest in making not smart economic decisions, but ones that will not be disastrous at this point. And so because if everything falls apart and their entire economy collapses, the CCP they do not have enough power. There will not be enough people on the line holding the guns that will have enough.
Right. So
yeah.
So I was gonna make a half shitty point about they don't care about money, they care about power.
Yes,
in effect,
power, which is the same though.
Right.
They go hand in hand.
Yes.
I should say they
Yes.
go hand in hand. Yeah.
Yes.
The CCP power is worth more than money. Communists always crave power the most. And yes, Kevin, I agree with you. But there is a point at which money and power do, like I just told Donovan, they go hand in hand. You can have, to a certain extent, one without the other. But at the end of the day, you can't leave money behind only for power, because if you're not paying the people that are required to maintain your power structure, you don't have power anymore. So it just goes hand in hand. It's a thing.
And their dollar is still tied too closely with the American dollar for them to not be focused on money. They still have to work with what?
Moist.
What?
Kevin just wanted to make us say the word.
Oh.
I wish I had Super Chat, because then I'd make you pay for it. We have a friend of ours that he can't stand the word moist. Money, power, the shitty point you wanted to make, because money alone isn't the deal. Power is what they're after.
Communist power more.
Sorry, I really jumped all over your whole thing there. Maybe we should we'll let John Kirby talk, and maybe it'll come back to you.
Transparently and reliably, and we've made that clear with respect to Iran, and we certainly continue to make that clear here with respect to China.
Have you made that clear to Apple?
Apple's a private company, Martha. They have to make decisions, and they have to speak for those decisions. But here at the White House, here in the administration, we want to see that individual citizens, whether they're protesting or not, but in this case, I know that's the context we're talking about.
I forgot to add the white papers here. There's a colloquial term for this. Oh, what's up, kitty cat? Yeah. The term for the protest that is going on right now is the white paper revolt. And that's due to the fact that, what's up, kitty cat? Come here. Oh, you sweetie boy. What you doing? Because in China, if you were to write a message on a piece of paper and put it out there for the internet to see, you would be dealt with incredibly harshly. The idea is to put up a blank sheet of white paper in front of you as essentially, I can't even speak right now. And there are memes going around the internet where people are putting messages of freedom on those white pieces of paper and then reposting them, which is, I think, the intent or the intent is to say, hey, I can't say anything, so here's a white piece of paper to show you I can't talk about this. So we carry on.
Are able to communicate freely and openly.
But why not say something to Apple? Because we were just told the other day that the White House is keeping an eye on Elon Musk and Twitter.
That's another point about this I forgot about this clip. The point that they're really going to drive out here in the conversation they're going to have revolves around Apple making moves overseas with their company to essentially kind of support the CCP and the government not really saying anything about it, versus Elon Musk, believe is a U.S. citizen at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the very least, a dual citizen.
Exactly. That was the point that we talked about on the beer show yesterday, I think. Because he's like the most. I tried to make my point about he might be the most influential or important American. And people were like, "Bro, he's South African." I was like, "Well, then he's South African American." And then I was like, "Well, is he actually a citizen of the United States?" I think so. I'm fairly sure he is, and also Canada. But yeah, that's the duality between the government not doing anything about Apple and Apple directly supporting the CCP with their authoritarian government's control over China, and then keeping an eye on Elon Musk, a U.S. citizen who was essentially advocating for free speech within the United States.
Right. This is what I was going to say earlier.
Yes.
China
got there.
Their dollar is still too tied to the American dollar.
The yuan?
Yeah, because of the globalist nature of all of the way that all of this works, for them to not care about money. If they were able to transition their economy to a fucking China crypto, where they just were fabricating, you know what I'm saying, the value of their dollar all the time, then they would not care about money, because they would do what our government does and just change ones and zeros around to make it more or worse and make people feel shitty or better.
They should have got on that FTX train, bro.
Yeah. They're doing
FTX,
themselves a real disservice by not being the number one in the world.
Yeah. We have to have money to have power. You can't have power without money. You can absolutely have money without power, but you would do that. But who would do that? I mean, honestly.
Word.
You know, if I had money, I'd have power. I'd take the power, baby. Would you take the power? I'd take the power.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're benevolent dictators, and we would definitely wield the power responsibly. That's how that works. All right, carry on.
Why would you say that from the podium? Good. You didn't say it, but Karine Jean-Pierre said it, and not call Apple out for helping the Chinese government to suppress their own people's ability to communicate?
Again, I think we've been very clear and consistent on this. Certainly publicly, we've been very open about our desires to be able to see citizens communicate. And you know, Apple, if this is a decision that they're making, then they should have to speak to that. But we can't. And we aren't in the business of telling private companies how to execute their initiatives.
Yeah, but Twitter.
Pause button.
What the fuck did he just say?
He just said we're not in the business of telling private companies how to execute their initiatives. Bro, what did we just talk about for 2 hours? What did we just talk about for 2 hours?
Get out of my face.
Get out of my face, John Kirby.
Twitter's a private company, too. So why is Twitter getting one treatment and Apple's getting another is my question.
Yeah.
Well, these are completely two different circumstances. You're talking about the potential. You're talking about the potential for perhaps foreign investment and involvement in the management of Twitter. That's a different issue than what we're talking about here, which is a business decision by Apple with respect to how one of their applications is being utilized.
Certainly they're getting influenced by a foreign government, and that government is
Twitter
China.
And Elon Musk filing over there on the right. That's just, you knew what you were going to ask him. Obviously, you had that shit queued up.
And Apple's policies, they've changed policies specifically for China when it comes to what they put on their phones.
Right.
I mean, that seems like something that the White House ought to be able to keep an eye on.
I certainly think that's a fair question to ask Apple and try to make them communicate why they did this.
But I'm asking, has the White House done that? Have you reached out to them as a matter of national security, since we obviously have national security concerns with China,
I like the fact,
who they seem to be?
I like the fact that it's so cut and dry because they're wearing the suits at that point. You know, like the regular civilians against the government agents. Because there's always a few... These are higher ranking, probably middling, like party members over here. Right. And then you got your everyday government agents over there, but it's so easy to tell between
in this
the
process.
Sure, I don't have
the
any
black and the
communications to
white.
speak to specifically with Apple
The yin and
executives.
the
Again,
yang,
it's a
if you
private
will.
company. They make these policies, and they should have to answer for that. What we want to see is that citizens are reliably able to communicate, whether it's a time of crisis or not.
Yeah, but I go back to this same thing, because we were just told that the White House will keep an eye on Twitter because they're concerned about the new Twitter 2.0 that Elon Musk is putting in, where he wants more free speech on Twitter. So they're going to keep an eye on Twitter, and yet you're taking a hands-off approach. You say there's been no communication with Tim Cook at Apple about this process in China with the Chinese government?
Martha, I'm not aware that there's been any conversations specifically with Apple on this particular issue. It's a private company. And as for Twitter,
private
again,
company,
Martha,
baby.
these
Private
are apples
company.
and oranges. We're talking
No
about
big deal.
potential foreign investment issues, and I have nothing to report in terms of any investigations in that regard. But that was the general concern with respect to Mr. Musk's purchase of Twitter. This is a different issue. This is a policy issue inside of Apple.
They both involve foreign governments, I would argue.
They both involve foreign governments, I would argue, she says. All right, and that is the meat and potatoes of that clip. So, White House full shit? 100%?
1,000%.
1,000%.
1,000%.
It's terrible.
They're only hands off on private companies. I mean, at this point, this is the feeling. They're only hands off on private companies that they have no immediate need for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is how that works. The difference between Elon Musk owning Twitter and being an advocate for more or less free speech and exposing the U.S. government's involvement in big tech compared to Apple's relationship with the CCP and them really not looking towards what Apple's doing is they don't have any domestic cred in the game at that point. They don't care. They don't want to push the boundaries with China. They don't want to mess around with that. There's enough problems there. If Tim Cook's going to do what he's going to do with China, that's what Tim Cook's going to do with China. We don't really care about that right now because, hey, look over here, Elon Musk is he's supporting Nazis. And that's what we're going to go with. On those terms, obviously the White House is in support, or they're in support of looking away from China. But China also is doing something very interesting now after the weeks-long, I would say at this point, protests happening in China. The Xi Jinping CCP has decided they're going to relax some of the COVID-0 policies throughout China. Mind you, this is after he's been re-elected as presidente, which used to be called chairman of the CCP, but now he is president. That happened
after his first term, right?
After his first term. It was like during his first term, yeah. It was a whole deal, but they changed the name of it now at this point. So he is technically president of China versus chairman of the CCP. But they have relaxed some of their COVID restrictions, and I really wanted to illustrate this. So this is an article from Reuters. China records drop in new daily COVID cases from November 28th, which is, what are we talking about, 2 weeks ago? Like barely 2 weeks ago. Not even 2 weeks ago, right? Well, guess what happened the other day? China struggles with COVID infections after controls ease. So from Beijing, a rash of COVID-19 cases in schools and businesses were reported Friday in areas across China after ruling Communist Party loosened antiviral rules as it tries to reverse a deepening economic slump. Well, official data showed a fall in new cases, they no longer cover large parts of the population after the government on Wednesday ended mandatory testing for many people. That was part of a drastic changes aimed at gradually emerging from, quote, zero COVID restrictions that have confined millions of people in their homes and sparked protests and demands from President Xi Jinping to resign. That was some of the chants and stuff during that. So I wanted to bring this up because as we have, I think you could probably draw a few straws together at this point. You can bring what was that?
Thunder.
I mean, we do have a winter storm warning going on, I believe.
I heard it in here. That's loud.
I have headphones on, so I
I'm
obviously
telling
don't
you,
hear
I
nothing.
heard it in here. It's fucking
Good.
loud.
That explains why the dog was barking.
Startled me like a cat. Not quite that bad.
Are you a Libra? Or I mean a Leo?
No.
No, you're December. I don't know what
Capricorn.
the Capricorn. Yeah, I don't have.
I'm a
we don't
sea
have-
goat, bitch.
I don't know nothing of that. Whoa.
Yeah.
You're a goat with the tail?
Yep.
A mergoat.
Go
I'm
with
a
the fishtail,
mergoat.
baby.
A mergoat.
Christmas Eve, fucking 2 weeks out. 2 weeks from today.
I know. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm still. I haven't found the right picture yet, but I'm working on it. It's going to be good.
I think this is the first year that I haven't.
That's going to be content, Patreon only, by the way. We're going to do a little,
Gift exchange?
at least, because I don't know, I don't want to put this on you necessarily, but when I give you my gift, I'm definitely recording that shit on my phone, and that's going on the Patreon because it's going to be epic.
Yeah, mine's cool, but it's not that cool. It's
yeah,
just
okay. Ike Soul Brothers. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's not
I was-
anything like that.
I
It's not
accidentally
creative
told you
like
last
that.
time.
I know. It's good. Like you will like it. I know that you'll like it, but it's not anything super crazy creative. It's just like, oh, I think that he'll really like this. That's all.
Oh, nice. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. I know you're appreciative. CCP regulation, pulling back. Okay. We've seen this happen in the United States.
We're bringing it back.
We're bringing it back. I'm bringing it back.
Crazy.
As with the COVID numbers, right, in China
Yes.
at this point, they're seeing a drastic influx of COVID cases after the loosening of the COVID zero restrictions, right? I think, generally speaking, when you look at the totality of the United States' overall health at this point, people getting sick and whatnot, a lot of people coming down on COVID that have never had COVID before. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yes. Yes.
People that were double vaxxed, triple vaxxed, boosted, the whole 9 yards, everything going on that's been going on. You can definitely tell the people that are getting really sick right now because they're the same people that have been hiding away from society, have been out. And when you look at China and their, up to this point, the incredibly strict COVID zero policy and keeping everybody literally locked in their fucking houses, welded inside their fucking houses, zip tied essentially into their fucking houses.
Yeah.
By the time they loosen restrictions, you wonder why everybody's getting fucking sick? I don't wonder that. Why is everybody sick with fucking RSV and flu right now?
It's not good to not be exposed to germs.
That's exactly correct, good sir. It is not good to not be exposed to germs. Mind you, there's a lot that comes with that because people die when you do that, and that's
sometimes you get sick. That's what happens.
That's the
Sometimes
bitch
you
of
get
being a
sick,
human being.
but it's important for your immune system to you all know you're
Yes.
all intelligent adults, and that's why
when
you're
you're
here.
a child, you
It's-
eat dirt for a reason.
It's important for you to be exposed to germs so that your immune system can gain immunity
Yes.
to all kinds of different shit so
Yes.
that you don't get super sick all the time.
That's exactly
very
why that one rock star's still alive. What's his name?
Keith Richards?
Keith Richards. That's exactly why Keith Richards is alive, because
Isn't
he's
it
on
funny
every
with all
drug
the
known to
rock
man.
stars? Isn't it funny with all the rock stars? I still knew who you're talking about.
Well, we talked. Well, it's not fair because we talked about this the other day,
Oh.
and I didn't remember who it was back then either.
Yeah. Let's hit some
But
of
yeah.
these comments real quick.
Yes, do it.
So, Kevin Garcia said China is changing their currency. China is doing rare earth mineral backed currency. And I did look this up. I do have an article from Fox News that says Russia and China may be preparing a new gold backed currency. But experts assure U.S. dollar, quote, the safest currency today. Yeah.
Safe as my ass.
Yeah. Okay. And then Joseph said there are a few, but I'm sure who even knows who they are. Oh, the people who, yeah, okay. And then Kevin says, and Biden just gave them Afghanistan, which has trillions of dollars of rare earth minerals, 1,000%. Let's be honest, the petrodollar is failing, and when
Talk
it
for a
does,
minute.
U.S. Americans, or us Americans, us Americans are in for, so stupid, are in for a rude awakening. The only reason we get cheap goods is the petrodollar. We talked about the petrodollar earlier, Kevin. We had a question from another viewer, Alex, about whether or not the petrodollar was still around or whether it was being exchanged in America for the military industrial complex. We did talk about that a little bit because I agree with you to the effect that the petrodollar is failing. Biden works for China. There are fucking Chinese police stations within the United States now. You are 1,000% correct about that. I believe we have referenced that before. I don't think that we have like covered it extensively or even done a part on it or anything, but there are in fact Chinese police stations in the United States. Christopher Wray, who is the director of the FBI, has acknowledged that the feds know about their existence and they're deeply concerned about them, but they still exist here for some reason.
Thank you, sir. You're good at that.
So we do know about those things. That
Yes.
is confirmed. And then Carolina says,
No, that's not.
Oh,
That's
it's your
that's
mom?
the Madre.
Oh, I love
What's up,
that.
Ma?
Farm life makes for a good bug resistance.
It does indeed.
Your mom's funny.
When you're out there shoveling shit as a kid,
Yeah.
you get it. Your immune system gets boosted.
Yes. Oh, if it was Carolina, it would be a picture and everything. Who am I kidding?
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say hi, everybody in the chat. Say hi to my mom.
Yeah. The U.S. petrodollar is absolutely fake. 1,000%.
100%.
1,000%. And it was back
Especially as
in-
the BRICS nation continues to gain power at this point. That's
Yeah.
going to be a problem very, very quickly.
It might have been in part 2, maybe part 1, Kevin, when we were talking about the petrodollar and the military industrial complex.
Yeah, I think it might be.
So either way, just watch the whole show again. It's not a big deal.
Just watch the whole show again,
Just
bro.
watch the whole show.
Just
all
do
over.
it.
It's not a big deal.
It is the last show of the year, I might add, right?
That is
we
correct.
might want to remind everybody. So, yeah, it also wouldn't hurt you if you haven't watched. Go watch again.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Usually I don't usually comb it on camera. I will usually do it in between.
No, but I did catch you earlier. And
between?
you were talking to the camera and holding your hair up like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Just,
yeah. When I get
you get
when I
going
to
there.
thinking, I'm like, hold on, I got to clear my face up so that I can like really take
Yeah.
in, what we're I got this going. I got a proper ponytail.
Oh
in,
shit! I got the wife and the mama in the chat.
back. So
We're doing proper
Yeah.
Revolutionary War hairstyle. Okay, it's been a while. Let me pull up a picture of the man himself.
So you guys can see this. This is what we're going for in the front. Is a little bit of the side to side, and we've got a proper ponytail cooking back here. I don't have any hair ties with me, but
Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Because this is what we're going for. This is what we're going
Yeah.
for. We're going for the Mel Gibson, the Patriot
I'm
look.
thinking more what his kid has going on, because his kid has the one that he's holding right now in that picture.
The dead kid. You want to be the dead kid?
I want the hairstyle of the dead kid.
Because
You're
you're pretty close.
He's got a little bit of the side to side, the middle part in the front, and then he's got a proper.
Right there. That
Yeah,
kid right
yeah,
there.
yeah. That's like precisely.
dies early,
It.
hashtag,
That's like precisely it.
Oh, I'm trying to find another picture of him.
No man bun. No. Don't worry about that. No. don't, no man bun.
There's no man bun involved here.
Yeah.
No.
The young
Ma,
boy in the
this
Patriot.
is an American Revolutionary era hairstyle.
And it's that scene when he's standing. No. It's one of the pictures over there where Mel Gibson is standing in the Continental Congress talking to that one right there. That when everyone had their hair done up, that's when I was like, these haircuts kind of go hard. Like
that was the scene?
That was it. Yeah, it was seeing all these dudes with their hair done up. It was like, that's kind of sick. Like these are really kind of dope haircuts. Yeah. So I'm not hating on the
Kevin's
man bun.
got a man
I'm not
bun.
hating on the man bun. The man bun is not for me. I'm just saying, no, that's not what I'm going for.
I did a man bun for a minute.
Yeah, no. I'm not going for a man bun. I'm going for.
Gotta go with that Heath Ledger
Yeah,
style,
yeah,
bro. That's what you want.
precisely, bro.
You want
Precisely.
Joker hair right there. That's what you should be
Precisely.
aiming for.
The
And
low
also,
ponytail.
let's get that shit dyed. Let's do it. Let's
Get
bleach
it dyed. Get out of here.
Let's bleach it, baby.
No. My hair is a wonderful shade of
Just
like,
black.
No, bro. It's like super dark brown.
It is super dark brown.
There's red in here.
It's a couple C hairs away from black.
Yeah.
But you could still see, especially in the light, it glistens and you could tell it's brown at that point.
When it's summertime, it lightens up a little bit.
I
just
love our
from-
chat so much.
It's fire. Just from all the sun, it lightens up a little bit. But there's tons of red in there too. Like I got a ton of red in my hair, and
Okay, just because you have a fucking C hair amount of red in there doesn't mean there's
no,
a ton. It
I'm
means there's a
telling
little
you,
in
there's a ton
in
of
the
red
brown.
there. I'm telling you, there's a ton of red in there.
Okay, all right.
No man bun for me.
Oh,
Both are
no.
the bane of my existence. I have a man bun. I also have a full beard. One of my hipster. It's sorry, Kevin, just no man bun for Big D. Kevin, make sure you be wearing all of the plaid. It's all black all the time for me. I realized I've worn a black T-shirt on the show the last
Have you?
fucking 7 episodes. Yeah.
To be honest, I wore like 4 or 5 different shirts before you got here.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what to settle on, and I ended up going with what I call my felt shirt. It's technically a fleece, But if you feel it, it kind of feels like felt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it kind of feels a little cardboardy, but it's a nice navy blue. It's very nice.
It's a good, it's like a
It's good
solid
wintertime
tone
one.
flannel
Yeah,
material.
it's a good deal. But I fucked up and accidentally wore a V-neck T-shirt too, so you got a little Teen Wolf coming through here.
I don't own any V-neck T-shirts.
I don't. I've never bought a V-neck T-shirt.
You
put it that way. I own them, and it's not because of my beautiful wife who's in the chat right now. It's actually he's from my asshole brother. He was obsessed with V-necks for a long time, and so he gave me a couple. Oh, I'm really upset because I'm noticing now that my Klaus Schwab China video is not. It's not coming up. They say something went wrong. Try reloading, and then I reload, and Klaus Schwab talking about how everybody should be China is not showing up. And that was way deep into my fucking bookmarks.
No, that's
and
okay.
I'm not going to go back through it.
No. I'll try and find it.
Because that was a whole deal, man. It was like a whole thing. And I delayed it because Joseph was talking about Klaus Schwab. And I was like, bro, I got the video, bro. I got it. And now I am literally just kind of going off the cuff at this point to see, hey, spray your ass. I got a thing. Give her a little spritz. I could give her a little spritz there. Come on, we're getting close. I'm just pontificating until I can find. There's John Bolton talking about running for president against Trump. That's a whole deal. Oh, and then Alex the streamer shooting her brand new M1 Grand. That was amazing. Might bring that up in the grab bag. Come on, Klaus Schwabi, where are you? You SOB. Dang it. Sometimes Twitter, I fucking hate you. Account suspended. Oh, account suspended. Oh yeah, there's his thing which we won't show on the internet. Cause did you see Yee's? We talked about it earlier, the Jewish star with the Nazi thing.
Yes.
Did you see the symbol?
No.
Oh yeah, so there it is.
That's what it is.
I'm not going to show it on the interwebs, obviously,
Right.
but yeah, that's what it was. Cause yeah, I'm definitely not going to show the thing that got him banned because hey, that's how that works. Boop, boop, boop. We're getting real close. If it's not here, it's not here. And
all
it
these
looks
articles
like
don't have the actual video. It's
that's
just
fucked up.
It's just talking
Yep,
about
no,
it.
and then we're into last week's videos with the Colorado
They're
shooter
scrubbing
stat
it, bro.
already. They scrubbed it, bro.
They're scrubbing it, bro.
Let me check this Facebook thing, or this Fox News thing, because they talk about it. During the interview with CGTN Tien Wan on the sidelines of last week's APEC CEO summit in Bangkok, Thailand, Schwab said he respected China's tremendous achievements at modernizing its economy.
Modernizing?
It says modernizing. It says modernizing. That's not a word. Modernizing?
Yeah.
I'm going to be modernizing.
Modernizing.
It just doesn't sound right. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's been this entire week.
modern.
There's been a lot of words and shit. I'm like, that doesn't seem right. I'm like, I guess it is right. I haven't been taking Alpha Brain this week. That's why. My brain's all fucked up.
Fool.
My brain's all fucked up. I got to get off the sauce. That way I can, feel the burn again. What do you say? I think it's a role. Let me pull this actual article up here. I think it's a role model for many countries, Schwab said, before qualifying that he thinks each country should make its own decision about what system it wants to adapt. See, that's fucked up. Because I remember the clip, and the way that small little piece of quote doesn't land the same way that it did when he was speaking. He said, I think we should be very careful in imposing systems, but the Chinese model is certainly a very attractive model for quite a number of countries, Schwab
that
said.
YouTube, see if that's it.
Oh, God, I fucking hope so. Let me go back to the wide shot so you don't see my dirty laundry. Holy shit, I got so many different things. Had an article for a fucking vibrator. Jesus Christ.
Nice.
What's up, Google Ads? I must not have hit
Why
the right
should you
fucking
tap?
button.
Learn more below and take the free.
Oh, you son of a bitch. This Klaus Schwab. Yeah, this is the one. I remember the lady
Okay.
there.
Well, let's hear it.
Okay, and
I respect China's achievements, which are tremendous over the last over 40 years since the opening up and policy and reform policy came into action. I think it's a role model for many countries.
A role model, China.
But I think also we should leave it to each country to make its own decision what system it wants to adopt. But the Chinese model is certainly a very attractive model
it's great.
for quite a number of countries.
Yeah, it's great. Very good.
super great. Yeah, exactly. That was the clip I was going to play. I'm surprised they took it down when they
There
did.
you go.
That's fucked up though that they took it down because it was. I mean, it's right there. I mean, it was loaded. It was sitting in the
They're
fucking queue,
scrubbing,
and
bro.
now it's gone, bro.
They're scrubbing, bro.
They're fucking scrubbing.
Well, thanks, Robert Govia Esquire.
Yeah. So, obviously, one of the things I wanted to add on top of the.
This person says that Klaus Schwab is a relative of Hitler.
I mean,
YouTube commenter.
I want receipts, all right? Because I'm pretty sure he didn't swing that way. The only reason he was married to Ava Braun was for appearances, and then they offed each other. So,
Guy says,
pretty sure his line ended.
What would we expect to hear from a relative of Hitler?
I am Klaus Schwab. Just because he's German, B? Come on, leave him alone.
Yeah,
Fuck.
that's fucked up. Should we just
Yeah.
Google is Klaus Schwab?
No.
Why? Is Klaus
If
Schwab a
modernizing means
Rothschild?
adapting WWF policy, then let's just continue as relics. Amen, Deborah.
Is Klaus
I'm
Schwab,
about to become a fucking Luddite at this point. Are you kidding me?
Is Klaus Schwab a Rothschild? Is Klaus Schwab a Freemason?
Jesus Christ. What Pandora's box are you opening? Don't open this box. You don't want to go. Hey, you got your VPN on because you don't want the NSA, the CSI, the FBI, the NSA, all them people tracking down your Rothschild fucking tweets.
As
You're gonna end
world-
up like Kanye real soon.
As world leaders meet in Davos, Switzerland, social media users have attempted to create a familial link between the conference founders Klaus Schwab and Adolf Hitler. Schwab, who was born in Regensburg, Germany in 1938 during the Nazi era, has been the target of multiple conspiracy theorists, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic. To that end, Twitter and Reddit users have shared claims that Schwab's father, Eugene Schwab, was an intimate confidant of Germany's infamous World War II leader. The claim, the post shared online May 2022, claimed Klaus Schwab's father, Eugene Schwab, was a close ally of Hitler and included a photo of the World Economic Forum leader alongside a man in Nazi uniform. The posts have received thousands of likes and engagements. Let's see if we can see this. They took it down.
Oh, they took it down. What?
The tweet. I was trying to see if the tweet was still there. On the right,
Is he
his father, intimate confidant of Hitler, the industrialist and fascist Eugene
Give
Schwab
it a
in
goof,
uniform.
J-Mo.
Klaus was born in Hitler's Germany in 1938. At that time, his father was in charge. Klaus Schwab has been a frequent target of conspiracy theorists. So,
Is he? I'm not Googling it. Yeah, bro, no, we'll dive on that grenade for you. That's fine. It's messed up that if I try to tell people about the WF, they think I'm crazy because they don't understand that there are people in this world that want to control the entire world. What the fuck? Joseph says, is Klaus Schwab a Luciferian? Okay, I don't want to talk about Luciferianism, all right? I got enough problem with all...
don't even
well,
know
I'm
what
not
that
going in
is.
it. That's Lucifer.
Like a
He's a
Satanist?
fucking Satanist.
Oh.
It's biblical, which is a
That's
whole
awesome.
nother thing. Maybe we'll do a fucking beer show on that on Friday, Deborah. I'm gonna go deep this week.
Worldview, Klaus Schwab, the most dangerous man in the world. This is from
I mean,
Garden-
even David Rockefeller admitted in his autobiography that he is working to subvert and destroy the United States and bring in a one world government.
I just heard someone say that the other day.
It's
I did
not
look
a
into-
secret.
I did. I just mean that he said it, is what I'm saying.
Yes. And it's not a secret that there are a lot of people in this world, and it's not a conspiracy to think that there are a lot of people in this world who believe that we would all be better off with a single one world government. If you are a fan of sci-fi and anime like I am, I have seen that portrayed many times over through many different varieties of reality. And yes, the United Earth government is something that has existed throughout time. And it has been a sought-after thing for decades and decades and decades at this point because a lot of people don't understand that we ain't ready to be at that level at some point, because Luke Gronkowski said it. Yes, he did, Kevin. Of course. I'm not spouting Luke.
That's what it was.
I'm not talking about Luke. Yes, he did. He always talks about that
I'm
shit.
watching a lot of IRL this week, so that's
I'm
why
very proud of you. I watch it every day.
That's what the aliens are waiting on.
Yes, because that is the only reason to push for a one world government at this point, is so that once we do that, the aliens will finally show up and reveal themselves for who they are. Because then they can say, "Take me to your leader," and I don't know why they're Spanish, but
yeah,
or "Take me to your leader." But at that point, yeah, they have a single point of leadership they can go to at one point. But that's insane. I've only ever seen it portrayed in science fiction, and I do not believe that the human society is ever going to be ready for a one world government. But it has been advocated for by multiple people throughout history, throughout modern human history, I should say. Because idealistically, you can understand how it could be like, yeah, that seems like could seem like a good idea.
If we all work together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all work together. Everybody one world government. Sounds real good.
This website is called GardenStateFamilies.org, and it.
Do you know what state is the Garden State?
New Jersey.
Yes. Good. Have you ever seen that movie with Zach Braff and
not.
Natalie Portman?
I have not.
I love that movie.
This says that we
Who
don't.
the fuck will be that leader? Me, Joseph. Me.
This says that we don't know of that much about Klaus Schwab's early, like his childhood, but that his father was a businessman who went over the border to Switzerland, leaving him and his mother alone in war-torn Germany. He grew up and was influenced by these events, especially the notion of borders, destruction, and death. On the other end of the spectrum were Adolf Hitler's aspirations and his desire to take over the world, ushering in the Third Reich that would reign for 1,000 years. As Klaus Schwab grew, he lived in a country that used a police state built on fear and violence, brown shirts and operatives, surveillance, brainwashing and control, propaganda and lies, the merger of government and business, eugenics, dehumanization, and a focus on hygiene.
I'm going to go ahead and say that's all bullshit, because we all know that we need to get behind Heinrich VIII to reform the Second Reich in Germany right now, so we can ring in the new era of true monarchical imperialism throughout the world. Obviously,
he's in down.
Fuck, I'm on Interpol's radar now.
Racial hygiene.
Racial hygiene.
This calls him.
Brush your teeth, everybody.
We consider him to be the most dangerous man in the world.
Klaus Schwab?
Klaus Schwab.
I mean,
I'm
it's not like he's not. I mean, he is definitely very influential here.
Starts with Mark 8:36. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul?
I don't do well. I don't do well when people when they start quoting the Bible
is a good website.
Into modern. Is it? What is it called?
The Garden State Families.
The Garden State Families. Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Our mission, the mission of the Center of Garden State Families, is to protect and promote faith, freedom, and natural family. Oh shit! Culture and public policy.
Fucking told you, bitch. Told you, bitch.
I love this.
The fuck? Did you watch the?
Natural family is defined by Jesus Christ. Okay.
I love you so much.
Yeah, we'll stop.
I want to show you the video of a modern day Western leader who praises Xi Jinping.
Oh my god!
Because this is an older version.
Look at the video,
motherfucker. That's the video I wanted to show earlier. There it is, right there. You can see it.
That's awesome. Okay, go ahead.
Thank God. Okay.
Justin Trudeau.
So, and it's gone now.
That's the China video.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, Trudeau. This is the Trudeau video. And this was from a minute ago, right? And then we'll go to Trudeau and Xi Jinping's current relationship. Yep. So that's a whole deal.
Of admiration I actually have for China. Because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime and say, we need to go green as fast as we need to start, investing in solar. I mean, there is a flexibility.
There's a flexibility there to the dictatorship that says we could turn on a dime and go
so
as green
awesome.
as we want and
Yeah.
all this stuff. Gary says, "May Jesus have mercy on your soul."
Yeah.
Amen, Joseph. I need as much mercy as I can possibly muster at this point in time, because I ain't there, bud.
Yeah, and this was just a few weeks ago.
This
at
was
the
great
G20, right?
at the G20, yes. Which Klaus Schwab was a guest speaker at, I might add. So the WEF.
I'm shocked by that.
How shocked are you, Donna? Show me your shocked face. Show the people your shocked face. I was going to be like, this is my shocked face when I hear Klaus Schwab is at the WEF.
Oh.
Yeah, of course he is.
Trudeau is a China fanboy.
He certainly is. But Xi Jinping is giving it to him in this clip. This is a good one. Go read the subtitles.
Everything we discuss is leaked to the paper. That's not appropriate. And that's not how the way the conversation.
This is not how the diplomacy works.
No translation for that.
If there is
If there's sincerity on your part,
If Canada, in Canada,
we
we
interrupted
believe in-
him.
We did interrupt him. And then he starts looking away like, bitch, nah. I'm talking here, daddy,
I
little
said what I
sonny
said.
boy.
In Canada, we believe in free and open and frank dialogue. And it is what we will continue. We'll continue to look to work constructively together, but there will be things we disagree on. And we'll have to, and G says, let's create the conditions first.
And then fuck off, kid. He interrupts him, and then he refuses to look at him. Trudeau interrupts Xi Jinping as he's
Yeah.
talking, and to say, well, I mean, we believe in freedom of the press and blah blah blah. This is how we do things. And he goes, I'm not gonna look at you anymore. I'm done with you, you fucking man child. I'm done. Go back to dressing in blackface and just go out in front of your fucking people and whatever. This is not how we do things. And then he finally says, well, let's create the conditions first where we can talk without you leaking everything to the fucking press.
Right.
And then just walks away. And he just limps off all by himself and kind of just does this little turn. And like, I don't know.
Also, do you know how you know that you're not an important world leader? Because you were allowed to walk by yourself. That no one is concerned that you might be killed at any moment.
At any moment.
Yeah,
Ooh,
he's
you know
just
what?
allowed to walk away by himself. Doesn't matter.
Oh my God, I think we
'Cause
actually.
no one's scared you're gonna die.
Is this.
What?
I'm trying to think. Because this is the grab bag tab. Oh my God, this is it. This is the Iran stuff. We haven't even gone to the Iran stuff.
Then let's go to part 4. We'll do
Yeah.
it.
I mean, the
We're 6
Iran
hours
stuff,
into this.
let's just say it's still going. It's ongoing. It's still terrible. There was some fake news
Colin
about.
will do Iran next week.
Yeah, I'll do Iran next week. How about that? There's still a bunch of fake news going on, so we'll do Iran next week. We're going to go ahead and take ourselves a break at this point, and we'll close out this segment because we're not going to go ahead and read the Constitution now and do all this stuff. We've done it. We're here, and this is where we're at. Welcome to the Salt the Streets podcast, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us for part 3. We'll be back in a few minutes with the grab bag. I'm ending this bitch. We're at 6 hours. We'll see you guys in a few minutes. We got so much to do in the grab bag. It's just I can't do this. The beer shows are about to become fucking 3 hours.
Let's
We'll
go.
see you guys in a few minutes. Thank
be
you very
back.
much. We'll be back.
Welcome to the salt of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat.